So let me start this video by talking about this guy versus this guy. This is a Japanese saw. The whole idea is has an extra long handle so you can pull on the cut. The teeth are small, they're very fine, and they're designed to cut. They're angled, so it cuts in this direction when you pull towards your body. The Western style of cutting gives you this big hand grip, some palm support, place to put your finger, and so you're driving the saw forward with those teeth, and it cuts as you go away from your body. So a lot of woodworkers have kind of fallen in love with how easy it is to cut wood with this. I certainly think it's a lot easier to just pick one of these up and make fine cuts towards your body. But what about the planes? So that's a Western style plane with the push. As you can see, I got it for $8. I say this is the worst plane on earth because of the design, but it still works with a sharp blade. This guy, on the other hand, is probably a mystery to a lot of Western woodworkers. It's adjusted by, let me get a mallet here. I'm not going to hit it because it's adjusted right now, but what you would do is you drive the iron this way to increase the amount of cut. So you give it some taps and then the blade comes out. And then to back it out, you tap it here on the back of the plane, and what it does is it helps it either pull back a little bit or to remove it entirely for sharpening. So I have had some computer jobs in the past that left me with some arthritis in my hands and tendinitis. And so I am finding that using this, where I'm pulling it towards my body, is a lot easier on my hands and my tennis elbow, to be honest. And so I'm going to show you how to westernize a bench really quickly. I just find a piece of wood that's going to fit into this vise, and I lock it into position here. And what I do is I need to make a rail for a dresser. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this up and give it just a little bit of a lip and turn this into a Japanese style planing bench, where this acts as a break here so you can plane it towards your body, and this acts as kind of like the opposite of a bench hook would work in Western style woodworking. Western style, you would have a hook here, you'd have a board on top, and then you would have a lip where this board, you could apply force with your Western style hand plane going in this direction, or you could put a little whatever mechanism you need. There are different little bench dogs. You can put little toothy ones that look almost like the blades off an oscillating tool. It ends up looking like a small version of this, biting into your wood if you're doing something extra thin. But the whole idea is that when you cut this way, it's going to push that way, and you want to stop that force. So with the Eastern style, you're going to pull this way, and so you want to stop it when it's going in the other direction. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this piece of wood. It's not too thick. It's a little bit thicker than, it's thin enough to sit down in here. But what we want to do is raise it up just a little bit, and I want it wide enough to where it will reach all the way across pretty much the clamp here. What it does is it prevents racking. If you put on a piece of wood just on this side, if you do this and you go to lock it in, then the vise starts to twist, and what happens is it loses the angle here, and as it twists, it starts to grab just this side of your workpiece, and your workpiece can kind of twist out of position. So you want a piece big enough to prevent the racking part of it on this style of clamp, and then you just want a little bit locked in there. And so I've checked my piece of wood, and it's a little bit thicker on this side still. I did hit it with a plane a little bit, but you can see the roughness here, and it's smooth here. And so I want to put it up against this to act as a stop. And this is my Japanese plane. And so what I want to do is just kind of cup it with my hand, hold it down with my palm, very comfortable. And I just kind of lean back. I'm not even pulling with my arms. I'm just holding it steady, and you can see the shaving that I'm getting. If I think I'm getting too much of a shaving, I can give it a little tap in the back. Give it some more taps to reduce the amount of shave. As you can see, it's a really nice cut. So gradually, as I take this down, it's starting to cut all the way across. So I'm going to I can just pick this up, I can eyeball it, and what I can do is I can get a caliper, or I can just get a ruler like I have here on my mechanical pencil, and I can check. I need to be down to 3/8, and so I can kind of eyeball it. I've got a ways to go, but that is the idea. It's going to be a little boring to watch me just shave this, but you can take like a caliper, or you can just be careful with a square. You can measure it, and then if it's a little fat here, you can just kind of make a mark where you need to go. And then if you have the time, just like using a Western plane, give it a little bit of a skew, a little bit of a twist, and very easy to use, very comfortable. I don't have a lot of space behind me, and so this actually makes it really easy not to have to get behind it and push it with a longer plane. So this guy I got from Woodcraft. I think I got it on sale because I'm always on a tight budget. But yeah, just a neat little plane. Maybe the wood is kind of self-lubricating. You can see it's got a built-in polish. So wooden planes, I have found, are very good at being easy to pull across a wooden surface. Certain woods are kind of self-lubricating, whereas the metal planes, Western style planes, you need to wax the bases, the soles, to make sure that they're traveling smoothly, to reduce the amount of friction. So yeah, if you're looking to kind of mix up the way you're using your joints, if you want to give it to somebody who has some older fellows who are maybe their arms are a little sore after maybe playing softball, makes a great gift. Check them out. It's a very thick, it's a sturdy plane blade. It's probably twice as thick as a Western style blade. There's a little mechanism. This plate right here holds it, and there's just this rod that manages the blade and the blade holder. So there's probably a name for that. I don't know what it is, but I just call it the blade holder. So the blade goes in here, and then you tap this plate in to hold it, and that's what it looks like inside. So like I said, making a nice clean cut is going to be just a way to kind of comfortably take this piece down and get it down to 3/4 of an inch, 3/8 thick, and then I'll trim it. And this is going to be a rail in a mid-century modern piece of furniture, a dresser that is missing the rail entirely, and the species is poplar. So I hope this helps. It's a fun little plane. It's definitely a very different way to work. So like I said, it could be a good gift for somebody that wants to mix up how they do stuff and get that, like I said, that kind of zen feeling of pulling a blade across the wood instead of shoving it. So, all right, hope this video helped. Thanks for watching. Okay, so I mentioned a caliper in the video, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make a rail that's going to fit into a dresser that's 3/8 of an inch thick. So what I did was I set this to 3/8. There's a gauge here, as you can see. There's your numbers, and so I set it to 3/8 on the jaws, and then I'm able to just kind of run it along the stick and figure out where else I need to trim this down. And right now it looks pretty good. I just need to narrow it down to 3/4 of an inch. All right, if this helps, please subscribe. It really helps me out. All right, thanks for watching. Bye bye.